Alright guys, in this video I'll be going over how you should play defense. So this is peak superstar lobbies. I've played against these guys a few times, so what you're going to see is me playing these guys. I think this was like the first or second, no, this was the first game I played against them, and then the next game was a completely different team that I'm running with, but we played against them twice. So in total I played this team like maybe 3 or 4 times, so we kind of had a grasp of how they played, and I really want to show you guys how the higher tier players play defense. So as you can see there, they're really just going around, they're trying their best just to play man to man. So in terms of man to man and switching, it all depends on how like the opposing team is playing. If they're setting a lot of screens like here, like they're setting screens and moving, that's when you kind of really want to switch. But we didn't do this there because it's our first game, so we didn't really understand, and I didn't tell the rest of the guys they'll just switch. It's unfortunate there they made that KD miss that dunk there. But this is a team that sets a lot of screens. They set a lot of screens, and you see how they move off ball, and they kind of like almost walk into where they're trying to pull you into, the opposing defender into, and then they set the screen. So it's a very, very difficult thing to do. And then you're seeing my inputs here. Also, you should check out my other video. I have a video talking about how to play defense and shooting, and I have a specific setting that I have when I'm playing. I don't have auto defense on. You cannot have it on in the higher tiers. It doesn't work. It is actually such a net negative because your movement speed is getting severely reduced when you have auto defense on. So you have to turn that off, and you got to get comfortable with that. And then outside of that, it's just knowing when to press defense or hold it, because it keeps you in front of the defender for the most part, and it helps with getting contests or impacting the opposing player with a contest. So here we're just trying to see like miscommunication here. We both went to the same player. I'm like, who's he going to? Who's he going to? Then this ends up happening because we didn't really decide like, okay, we're just going to switch everything. So as you're seeing here, they're just able to move. They're doubling in certain aspects. They're shading people. So they let the Steph get the ISO, but Steph knows what he's doing against that. He knows the ult's coming, and he timed it well. He made when it comes to Shai's ult, you kind of want to make sure that you're to the side of them all the time. Like, especially when you know, you gotta have a feel for it of when they're gonna get it. See, he set a good screen there, and we didn't switch off, we didn't pass off that well. He got hit, and he gets open there. As I said, with Shai ult, you kind of have to just, when you know they should have it, well, you probably just know that after a while. Just try to be beside them as much as possible. Okay, he still got hit by the screen there. He's wide open, and he drills that. Okay, so yeah, as you're seeing here, they're still allowing us to ISO a bit, but there's still always someone around as well. It kind of does help when it comes to team comp. See, like right there, I thought they were going to switch, so I kind of like backed up because I'm really thinking about Jokic, and it allowed that to happen there. So this is just a bad game of like miscommunication. We weren't really sure what we were doing here. They're doubling the KD. I'm just taking the ball and getting to the rim. But yeah, this is just showing you guys how like teams that when you get to the higher tiers, especially if you're in the NA server, you see how like the higher tier players that, you know, they spend quite a bit, so they have a lot of good characters, so they don't really miss. Like missing is not like something that they really do, so you really have to be on point on defense, switching or trying your best on man-to-man situations. Man, this is so funny. He's just unstoppable, and you can just do that. But like you really gotta get better at defense here, and this is how I'm trying to tell you guys in terms of not sprinting. Well, knowing when to sprint, not having auto defense on, knowing when to press defense. You're seeing my inputs here. I think you're gonna see in the next game. I don't remember if that was a replay or not. We'll see. But you're still gonna see like when I'm pressing defense, when I'm switching, and just like the better communication and moving, knowing when to sprint. Mistimed that rebound there, but still got the ball. We still have a chance here to win the game, even though we were so bad in terms of switching and playing defense in certain aspects. He's wide open, and he misses. That's so crazy. We probably still might have lost because of I think LeBron would still have his ult or whatever, but Tough game. Was still very good, even though our defense wasn't on point. But you're going to see a game with our defense on point and see the vast difference in how we play. All right, so here we go. Different, as I said, is a different team. As you can see as well, I am in peak superstar. I did hit it a couple of days ago. I'm gonna get some more videos on in me getting to peak, showing that game and some other stuff here. But yeah, oh, this one is a replay. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys that and like how I've been using Giannis. I made my Giannis video. You can check that out to see how I use Giannis. But damn, started off really with an open three right there. But yeah, this was our second game. The team that I'm running with now, this was our second time, literally the second game of us playing together. We played them the very first game of us playing together, and then we were like, all right, next time if we play them again, we'll just switch everything. And then this is the result of that game. So this turned out very, very well. So okay, he gets it there. He could have taken that dunk, but they really want the three because they know Steph is kind of, you know, he's tough to guard there. He's wide open. He got hit by the screen here, so that's what left that guy open. But if you saw, if we switched and he didn't get hit by the screen, he would have been able to recover back to that Jokic, trying to get to the rim. I'm really, when you get, I said with Giannis, you really don't want to take that dunk. You really want to pass it out as much as possible, unless like you feel like you really won't get blocked on it. But for the most part, you don't really want to take that. You just want to pass out. And you see, we're switching everything. We're sprinting, trying to sprint at the right time to recover, to close the gap, making sure that no one's really open. You can't just take a wide open shot there. That's my bad right there. I could have stepped up to the screen a little bit more there, but I know Jokic's screen range is very weird, so you can hit. You can't get hit by it a little bit earlier than you want to. All right, so moving there, he takes a good layup there. Could have been blocked, but you know, he timed it well enough. All right, so 7-5, very good game so far, very competitive. And as you see, like, see how they're setting screens, like they're just they're pulling you into where they want you to go. There I go. I use my sprint the right time. I stay patient. I don't try to jump. I don't do anything there. Switching that. That's my bad. I should have switched right there. So even then, even in this game, like still getting used to playing in this type of way. Like you can't, in higher tiers, guys, you can't do man-to-man defense all the time. You won't get ISO. That's a good three by Steph. You won't get a lot of ISOs. You really have to know how to play help defense. If you do not know how to do that, you won't win a bunch of games. You won't have fun playing ranked, because so we both got hit by the screen. They're very, very weird here. I'm telling you, Jokic with Steph, when they're setting screens like this, is kind of unfair. That's a good dunk by Tatum there, but you gotta know how to play help defense, and you kind of have to know how to play man to man. Like you gotta have, like I said, if you don't have auto defense on or whatever, turn it off, and you gotta get used to playing with it off. Because you take that, he makes that. I'm telling you, bro, they rarely miss. It doesn't really happen. But we still have a pretty competitive game here, 12-13. Just need to, I probably will pop my ult and then just like get the rim. At some point, I probably will. I'm still not great at setting screens. I'm not gonna lie. I should have passed it out to that Tatum there. But whenever I have it, I just like, I know I'm, for the most part, they're not blocking me, so I always take it. But that's a point where I should have passed it out. I tried to get the strong breakdown there to force a steal. There we go. We switched well right there. He's over the screen, blocked that. I stepped up this time, and with the super mode, I get increased block range, so it helps me out a bit here. Steph, we got lucky there. He makes a contested three. So we're up 4, which is a pretty decent lead, especially with this team right here. I knew it was coming. I wanted to time the strong breakdown right after the screen, but I did it like a second too late. But still overall pretty good here. I'm going to take it. I should have passed it out to that Steph. I really should have passed it out. Don't do what I'm doing, guys. If you're in this situation, you see that, you should pass it. But I'm just like, I'm just going to take it. All right, trying to switch. Pass off, playing some help, just moving around, sprinting. I tried to use a strong breakdown there. Oh, that's so annoying at times too when, oh, he misses? No, he doesn't. Oh, that's so annoying at times when if you run directly into someone, they kind of like hold you up, which is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. So at this point, I told him just run out the clock. It makes no sense for us to shoot very quickly. I'd rather lose without getting a good shot up than putting up a bad shot early and then they just score 2 times quickly or something. Great shot there by Tatum. Thank God he hit that. And now we really just have to switch. No threes by either of them. Okay, Steph, oh, he got open there. He got hit by the screen, I'm telling you. But he misses. Very, very fortunate, but still a very, very good game. I hope you guys learned something from this. And tell me what you guys think down below. And I will see y'all next time, guys. Peace.